How about them Cowboys, guys, to start mandatory minicamp today? As usual, expectations sky high. Dallas better be ready to play a game right now. There are a lot of questions left to be answered about exactly what this team will look like. But one thing that's different from this time last year, Dak is healthy and feeling good. He spoke today, and we'll get to that more right now with Ed Werder. He's at the Star, where Dak Prescott addressed the media. Ed, what did the Cowboys QB have to say?
Yeah, Laura, Dak Prescott described his confidence as being, quote, through the roof. And by observation, you can see him moving more effortlessly in his first healthy offseason since fracturing his right leg and ankle in 2020. Prescott today threw scoring passes in minicamp scramble drills, moving both to his left and to his right. And when I asked Prescott about his point of emphasis this offseason, he said it's been about improving as a thrower from every platform. He said he's been conscious about being more mechanically sound, keeping his right leg under him and driving the football in a way that sometimes he didn't last season. Here's how Prescott evaluates where he is now compared to the same point last offseason when his involvement was limited.
I think I'm so much further along than I was last year at this time. I mean, just being able to get the team reps, as you said, being able to move more, take care of my whole body and just focus on everything and not just my leg. It's a huge difference.
Well, Coach Mike McCarthy said he hopes Prescott will have more designed runs and movement throws during the upcoming season after admitting the coaching staff tried to be smart with him last season in that same regard. There were 30 quarterbacks last year with more rushing first downs than Prescott a year ago. That limited the Cowboys' offense significantly. And while Prescott spoke early in his career about his desire to play a physical style at the quarterback position, he's since learned to better balance the risk and reward of running, recognizing the most important thing for the Cowboys is that Prescott is healthy and playing every week. So, Laura, while the Cowboys still want to protect their $40 million quarterback, it also appears that Prescott feels he's going to be better able to more fully use his vast array of athletic talents in the upcoming season.
Yeah, and it's great to hear that he's feeling as good as he is. And the Cowboys offense will look different this season following the departure of Amari Cooper, too. They could turn to the ground game, where they have one of the best running back duos in the NFL in Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Last season, they were one of 3 running back duos in the NFL to each have at least 1,000 yards from scrimmage. And the first to do it for the Cowboys since Herschel Walker and Tony Dorsett back in 1986, a long time ago. So, Robert, with Amari Cooper gone, questions around Zeke as their number 1 running back. What should be the Cowboys' offensive identity?
Well, Laura, I'm happy that Dak is healthy and has a full offseason, but this offense needs to run through Zeke and Tony Pollard in that order. You paid Zeke for a reason, so allow him to be that big bruising back that he is. You hear a lot about how Zeke had a down year last year, but he was 7th in attempts, he was 7th in yards, and 6th in rushing touchdowns, and even averaged 4.2 yards a carry, which is the 3rd highest of his career. So you got to understand that the narrative is really being shaped because there's this fixation with Tony Pollard right now, and it's for good reason. The guy is lightning in a bottle. But understand that 2-back systems can work. We've seen this before. You can talk about Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen. You can talk about D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart. And you can go way, way back and talk about Jim Brown and Bobby Mitchell as well. It elevates the entire play of the whole offense, and it takes pressure off the quarterback. When you have Dak Prescott as your QB, the Super Bowl is attainable. But the way they're going to get there is through Zeke and Tony Pollard.
Listen, RG3, man, he preaching like Reverend Leon Lottie Love from Martin. But I want to tweak it a little bit, right? If you look at what I would love to do with Tony Pollard is move him around, right? You no longer have Cedric Wilson. You don't have Amari Cooper. And so now it doesn't necessarily have to be that it's a 2-back system. Why can't we see Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott on the field at the same time? Go split backs, put him in the slot, allow him the motion, jet sweeps. Just find ways to put the football in his hand. So Ezekiel Elliott can still be that bruiser, can still be that lead back, but also Tony Pollard's touches increase. That's what's going to happen to this offense. That's what Kellen Moore has to do in order to add more explosion, more oomph, and more versatility. Zeke, you get the tough carries. Tony Pollard, you create the explosive plays in space, and it's going to be up on the offensive coordinator to design this offense and scheme it in a way where they can both be used to the best best of their abilities.
Let me just tweak this sermon one more time here, guys. My concern is more about the offensive line and some of the changes there, without Lyle Collins and some of those things. We can talk about a two-back system all we want, but if no one's buying time for those guys and protecting them as well as buying time for Dak Prescott, I don't know how that's going to look. All right, time for one more thing before we go. Elsewhere in the NFC East, the Washington Commanders had their team do a baby photo-inspired shoot. They laid on the little blanket. They circled the number on how many seasons they've been in the league. RC, would you be down for this? Like, if we did this on NFL Live and I put out the baby blanket and how many years you've been on the show, would you do this?
Listen, I'll use a baby blanket, but I ain't putting on no diaper, Laura. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I love
what
y'all.
What about a pacifier?
But now you brought this up. Lydell's going to want to do it. Eisman's going to want to do it. And everybody's going to be all in like your TikToks. And then RC's going to be the curmudgeon. I'm not wearing no diaper.
Let's be babies. Why not?
These are going to be in stadiums all over the season. Opposing teams are going to use it.
Happy Hour is presented by Corona Extra. Please drink responsibly.